Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with my alkaline water and my iPad to tell you my 6 top tips on how you can write a top personal statement for your top choice university. Now, I've already filmed this like so many times, so I'm going to try and do this in one take, so bear with. But my first tip is to think of the right course. This is so important. If you've got the right course, then your personal statement will just flow because you're interested in that subject. You've done things related to it. You've gone to different talks. You've read different books. You've talked to different people. You've gone and got the work experience. You know, it's just in your passion to be able to write about that subject, and writing personal statements is a way to kind of narrow your choices down in a sense if you're still stuck between 2 different choices. Who knows, you could even apply for a variety of different courses. However, make sure, and this leads on to my second tip, that you tailor your personal statement to your top choice university. So even if you apply to courses with the same name, they could slightly differ. For example, I applied to Cambridge Medicine, and Oxbridge Medicine is known to be quite scientifically rigorous, so I made sure to include evidence in my personal statement that I enjoyed science and read some books that were more scientific in nature, so I can display my interest in science to the admissions tutor. And I just made sure that it was tailored to my top choice university. And if you have lots of different degrees that you've applied for, you can also do this, or maybe mention aspects of the different subjects that you've applied for and weave them into your personal statement and try and see how you've explored the ways that they interlink and interact with each other. My third tip is to make it personal. I think this is something which is so often forgotten by people when they're writing their personal statement. I mean, it's called a personal statement for a reason, and I made mine quite personal. That's why I don't think I'll feel comfortable reading it out loud, because I applied for medicine, so I detailed my personal experiences and my family's experience with healthcare and medicine and why that genuinely motivates me to want to do the course. And I think I'm happy to send it to my friends and stuff if you email me, but the internet's kind of a crazy place, and I've seen videos of people having their Common App essays plagiarised, so I want to minimise that risk. I hope you understand. And my fourth tip is to utilise other people. This is so important because I couldn't have written my personal statement without the help of my teachers, my friends, and my parents' input as well. They gave me lots of different ideas to how to start my personal statement, because the intro is often the hardest place to start, so I'd recommend maybe drafting a quick one first and then get into the main body and discuss how to write your intro with your parents or your teachers. Make sure it's really personal so it draws the admissions tutor in, and make sure that if a friend just randomly picks up your personal statement on the street or something, that they can kind of tell it's written in your voice and that it's you who wrote it. So make sure to make it personal and use other people. Also, I used a fellow YouTuber. Her name is ZQ. I'll link her channel down below, and I used her personal statement editing service, and it was great because she does medicine at Oxford and she helped me with stuff that I could add or include or disinclude, so that was really helpful too. So you can also use strangers. My fifth tip is to use books. I used this book quite a lot. It was the Write the Perfect Personal Statement ISC medical book, and it has hundreds of examples of personal statements, and as I read them, I could pick out some key themes that were in all the successful ones, and I tried to just take inspiration from it and see what I liked about each personal statement, what I didn't like, and what I wanted to include in my own. So I'd really recommend this book, particularly if you're applying for medicine. And some schools have databases of old applicants' personal statements which you can ask for, and just ask around, because no one's going to just randomly send you their personal statement if you don't ask. The worst that could happen is that they say no, or that they don't reply. My sixth tip and final tip is to just relax, because it may seem like it's such a daunting task and you need to get every word perfect, but the fact that your personal statement is imperfect just shows that you're a real person and you're imperfect like everyone is. And it's an amazing thing to be able to produce a personal statement at the end of it which you're really proud of, but in all honesty, a personal statement isn't a very major part of what gets people into courses. What's more important usually is things such as your grades, your predicted grades, your entrance tests or teachers' references, but make sure that you do spend the thought, energy and the time in perfecting your personal statement to make sure that it's just something which you can look back on in your 30 or something, be like, that's why I genuinely wanted to apply for that course, and I can see how passionate I was trying to sound as an 18-year-old. So those are just my top tips for writing a personal statement. Please don't deep it like I kind of did, and just get people's advice, but also make sure that you don't feel pressured by people to write it a certain way. For instance, I was told by teachers and stuff to disinclude any form of extracurricular things that I had in my personal statement, because apparently Oxbridge medicine only cares about science and, you know, medicine-y things, but I made sure to include some still at the end because it's part of who I am and it's what makes me me, and I wanted to put it in my personal statement. And I saw other successful Oxbridge medicine candidates also wrote like paragraphs on their extracurricular stuff. So if someone tells you to do something, take in their advice and think about it, but you don't have to follow it through. Just stay true to yourself and what you want to convey to the admissions tutor, and speak in your own authentic voice. So thank you for listening. I hope you found this somewhat useful. Don't forget to check out my other videos on applying to university, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.